Hey guys, I'm going to say hi twice. I finished filming the stuff you're going to see after this, before this. If that's not confusing to you, I'm sorry. I don't normally do this, but I forgot to mention two things and they're pretty important. So I wanted to put them in at the beginning because if I say goodbye on the other one and you don't stick around to hear what I'm going to say, then you you'll miss it. So, and I want to make sure that these couple people and everybody else that has watched it knows the information. Anyway, here we go. Last podcast number 7, you might have noticed that it says 43 minutes and my voice and I pause at 40 minutes. I didn't pause. Like I recorded 43 minutes of talking. There was 3 minutes of me telling info and saying some important stuff at the end of the video, and for some reason it didn't download properly onto YouTube. So sometimes I'll play back the video randomly, so I'm glad I did that time, because all of a sudden my voice just paused in the middle of a sentence and I was so confused. I said, and guess what happened? I could have reloaded the video, but I already had deleted and permanently deleted it off of my camera. So I messed up big time, guys. I apologize. On the end of that, I was saying happy birthday to my niece. She was 16 years old, so she was having her sweet 16th. So I was pretty upset that that got cut off. And then I was explaining a few other things that I don't remember. And then I was explaining one more thing, and a very important thing. The Christmas in July's fairy video that I did, I had a winner, and then there was the big winner. And I wanted to tell those people that if they're watching, that their gifts are coming to them. I'm mailing them out on Monday. I purchased all the stuff to go in the packages and went to go mail them. I didn't realize how expensive Canada Post is. So I had to wait and save for that. That was actually about, quite expensive to mail 2 little parcels to the States from Canada. I'm very disappointed. I apologize. I'll know next time just to do a gift card, but I'm like that at Christmas too. I don't like giving just gift cards. I like to give something that I personally picked out or made. So it's more personal to me than just a gift card. I'm just not that person. I don't know. I'm weird like that. So just wanted to put that out there and apologize for the missing part of the last podcast. So stay tuned and please watch. You're going to find out some great stuff and some stuff coming up and a whole bunch of goodies. So you don't want to miss. So stay tuned. It's only going to happen in 1 second, but for me, it's already happened. Take care, everybody. Keep on watching. Hi, all my knitting, crochet, crafting friends. I hope I'm finding you well on this Saturday. And I sure wanted to say I missed you all. I've been super, super busy with doing a few things, if you might see. And I wanted just to tell you all about them and give you my latest weekly podcast updates and everything going on, coming up, things to do, things I'm going to be doing on my channel, and things like that. So before I start any of that, if you like these kind of videos, I have many different kinds. So if a podcast isn't your thing, just getting information from me, there's tutorials, there's yarn unboxings, there's yarn haul videos. So anything like that interest you, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And I thank you for taking the time to spend with me, and I hope you enjoy. So let's get into it. First of all, my sweater. This is, as you might remember, this is the Dotty pullover, and the pattern is from Yay for Yarn, and it's using a chunky weight yarn and an 8mm crochet hook, which is, I believe, a size 11. Yes, size 11 in the US. This I used, it's the colorway is called Spring Green. It is Bernat Chunky. That's what it's called. So I just use a cheaper, more affordable type of yarn because I just wanted to practice. This is my very first sweater, so I wanted to practice on with a cheaper yarn, so I wasn't using a really expensive yarn in case A, I couldn't do it, or B, it didn't work out as the way it was planned. So I'm actually glad I used the cheaper yarn in that way, but I just love how it's turning out. It's turning out so beautifully. So, and it's also matching another one of my projects that I have to show you also. So I couldn't believe it. Just kind of worked out that way. It's not that I planned it like that at all. So, but here you can see I don't know if you can see, but I put a hairpin there to show you where I was the last time. So I finished all the way down, and I finished all the trim work as well this week. So to show you how far I got, now all I have left are the sleeves to finish the sleeves up. So they're on what do you call these? Just put on some spare yarn so to hold them in place, and then I just weave the knitting needles in there when I need to go and knit for that. So that's a free pattern. You can get it here on YouTube, and also she's got it on her blog. So if you let me know if you need a link for that. I'll try to put a link down below for you in the comments, not in the comments, in the description box. So you just click the little triangle down below there, the video, and it brings a description box, and I'll try to put the links for the things I talk about in this video. So that's the Knotty pullover. If you're at all interested, very, very beginner friendly pattern. If I could do it, I'm sure you can do it. If you could knit and purl and cast on and cast off, I guess that's all you really need to know, because it's really that simple. It's using circular needles, so I used the 8mm circulars. I should have said that. And the circulars of mine were 31 inches long. I might use for the sleeves the 16-inch long circulars, so I don't have to do the magic loop for that. So that's that. You know what? I forgot one of my projects to bring it to show you. I'm just going to put you on pause to show you my next project, which was crochet. Just one second. I'm glad I put you on pause, because literally the second I pressed pause, the camera just came flying at my face. So that was dramatic. So you didn't have to witness all of that. So I got my crochet pattern that I've been working on. It's an order for a friend who ordered a baby blanket, and she wanted something that was pink camo, but I let her know that any of the pink camo that I have was really like on the scratchier side of yarn. So if it was for a baby, I didn't really like making a scratchy type blanket. So what I decided to tell her about was some Simply Soft yarn in the green camo. So just one sec. I'll just grab a ball. It's sitting right beside me here. So it's the Caron Simply Soft in the green camo way. If you can see that. Ooh, pretty. So yeah, that's just the Simply Soft name. So instead of using the pink camo, using the green, and then using pink for an accent color and a border. So that's what we chose. And then she let the pattern design be for me, like, to decide. So I actually made a pattern. So if anybody's interested in learning that pattern, if you like what you're going to see, this is my own pattern. So you can just let me know, and I will film a video showing you how to do this very easy pattern. So it can be made, it is a baby blanket, but it can easily be made into an adult size Afghan. Now you don't have to have the pink. You could replace the pink, or you could just do all green camo, or you could use any colors you like. So it's basically the stitch work, if the stitch work is what you like. So here it is. I don't know if I'll get it all in screen, but there it is. I can see by the camera that it's doing a little bit of color pooling in a neat way, but it took me 4 times to get a little bit of color pooling going on that wasn't striped. Like when I did it the first time, it was going up, all the black was going up in rows, and camo's not all about going in rows. So I wanted to make sure it was a different kind of look. So I had to change the stitches. So that's why I said I had to change. It's actually a pattern. So it's not just a single crochet blanket. It's not just a half double crochet blanket. It's not a double crochet blanket. It's an interesting pattern. So if you like the look of this pattern, let me know and I'll film it for you. Easy as that. So, and then it would be free on YouTube, and it would literally take me just maybe a half an hour video to show you how to do it. And then maybe once I get to the border, if you like the border, I could teach you how to do the border. I think I'm just doing a shell stitch border all the way around. I'm not doing anything fancy. So, and so that's my my current work in progress that I've been working on this week. And this is about probably about 8 hours I've got into it so far, and that's not including the 4 other times I started, because I had to frog them, because I literally have used new balls instead of taking the old project apart, ripping and wrapping. I just threw them aside and took another skein of yarn and then started all over. So I have a few, like you can see in my bag, I have a few other starts. That's a false start. There's a false start. So the first false start, it was actually because it ended up being too large, and it wouldn't have been a baby blanket. It was going to end up being like a single or twin size throw, and I would have had to use about 15 balls of yarn. So if you know Simply Soft, well, in Canada here, there's $7 a skein, and plus taxes, it would have ended up costing me, like over $100, $150 or something by the time I did the pink and the camo. So I said, I got to make this a baby sized. So I had to start all over. And when I started all over, it was doing that color pooling the way I didn't want it. So I had to try so long story short, I had to change the stitch work for it to pool the way I wanted it to pool, not to pool in stripes or rows or things like that. So I hope you liked that. It's turning out to be a really fun project, and it's nice and soft. So that was my goal, to have a soft baby blanket. So the next project that I've been working on, I noticed my lights going in and out. I don't know if it's what's going on with the light that's up there, but I apologize ahead. Hopefully, see, I don't know if it has something to do with the way I'm leaning in or anything at all. I'm not too sure. I apologize for it. So this is the other project that I've been working on. I actually brought this project, it's living in the bag that you've seen in the, what do you call that, in the thumbnail for YouTube. And I got this at Michael's. It was $19.99, and I used it one time when I had a 50% off coupon, so it ended up being under $10. I actually brought this to the gym this morning because I did my weight training, and then I do an hour on the recumbent bike. So all I did is I pulled out my project, hung this over my arm like this, and then pulled, and I was sitting there knitting while I was on the recumbent bike. So, which was great. I got quite a few rows done, and it was the first time I picked it up this week. So I don't have a lot of progress since the last video, but if you're new, maybe you haven't seen what I had, my progress the last video. So I'll show you what it is, and then I'll give you all the information in a second. So I'm just unrolling it here. Here we go. Look at this beauty. So last time I was just about 2 rows in above the green, so I was just starting this yellow, and I did all these rows at the gym. Now keep in mind, this is fingering yarn, number 1 yarn, so with 100 and I think it's 160 stitches around. This takes a while to get through 160 stitches each row at a 1 weight yarn. So this is what I was saying about color matching. Look at that together, right? What do you think? I think it's going to go really nice together. Not that I planned it that way. So the information, if you're interested in that, is also a free pattern. I want to show you the picture. I actually printed out a picture. I remembered. I'm very prepared today. There's a picture of the finished project. And this pattern is called the Sockhead Cowl. And it's a free pattern on Ravelry. And you just search in the search bar, Sockhead Cowl, you type in, and you'll find it and add it to your library, because I highly recommend it. It's a lovely, lovely knitted pattern. And there's also a sockhead hat to match if you'd like, if you want a matching set with the number weight yarn. It would be amazing. Just forewarn that it does take quite a long time. So the colorway I'm using is, or actually the materials I'm using for it, I'm using a 3mm hook, which is a number 2, not hook, sorry, 3mm or number 2 knitting needles, and the ones I'm using are 16 inches long, and I'm using Loops and Thread Snugly Stripes wool in the colorway of Goldenrod. And the Sockhead Cowl pattern is by Kelly McClure, if I haven't mentioned that yet. And I just love it. It's so super easy. The most time that takes is the ribbing that's on it. It's a 2x2 rib, so that takes the most time. But once you get through that, you're on stockinette stitch and you breeze right through it. So it's very, I find it very relaxing. It's not complicated at all, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a thoughtless, right now it's thoughtless until I get to the ribbing at the top again, but I'm really, really enjoying making that. So if you need a link, let me know. I sure will share one with you. I'm trying to figure out how to do links instead of just typing up in the description box. So I'll try to figure that out, how to put a link so nobody even has to ask me. Fingers crossed I can figure it out this time. I've tried before, believe me. I've tried. So I have something that, like, I finished the Better Together Afghan. That's, if you want to see that, it's from the Crochet Crowd, and Jeannie and Mikey did it together. If you want to see what that looks like, just go to my last video, my podcast number 7. But the reason I say I always like to have a few different projects on my hooks, needles, like I like to switch between knitting and crocheting, and I like to switch between an easy to an intricate pattern. So right now I have the baby blanket I'm working on that's crocheted. I have the Sockhead Cowl that I'm working on, and I have the sweater. So I have 2 knitted and just 1 crocheted. So actually the next thing I'm going to say is actually another knitted, like not a crocheted item, but I'm not sure now because I ended up with another something. I'll show it to you after, but I'm not sure when this one's going to get done, but I wanted to show you something that I'm going to do in the upcoming few weeks. This would be like maybe a 2 evening project for me, depending on which size I'm going to do. Actually, one of them could be an evening project. So I'm not sure if you know about a podcast called Smells Like Yarn, and the gentleman that runs that is called Ross, and he's got his own hat patterns. For hat patterns for knitting needles, and you're using either number 1 super fine fingering weight yarn. He's got a pattern for a 3, a DK weight yarn, 4 worsted weight yarn, and a bulky 5 chunky weight yarn. And they're all using, I don't know, they're different because of the amount of stitches you put on and the length you make it and things like that, but they're all similar look. So there's the pattern, what it will look like. So there's the fingering weight, there's the DK, there's the worsted, and this is the chunky weight. So he covers all of those. So this that's the beginning page, and then see, here's the super fine instructions. So I printed them all off. So that's, I want to make, maybe I'll start with the worsted. I want to make a fingering weight, but I'll wait for that. I'll start off with the worsted because I'm anxious to try his pattern. Because I just purchased the needles. I know they're cheap. They're not Chagoo. They're not any fancy hooks or needles. They're just what I kind of have available to me in my area, which is just Walmart. I have a Michaels too, but they didn't actually have any 16-inch long needles. So I wanted the 5mm 16-inch needles. And this is to do the Ross hat in the worsted weight. So that's what I needed to create my first hat. So not my first hat, but the first Ross hat. So I got the needles, and I don't mind these. The only thing I mind, not the string, but the plastic part in the middle is kind of wonky and it gets stiff. So I would like something that doesn't have a memory so that it doesn't get twisted and stays clunky, you know. So I bought that. All right, hopefully my camera doesn't fall because I just hit it. Now, okay, that's all I have on my notes, but I have wanted to share with you. I picked up a couple of things today, and I purchased, oh my gosh, guys, you've probably been seeing this everywhere and probably sick of it, but I can't get over it. Guess who got an anniversary cake? Guess whose anniversary it was yesterday? Me and my husband were 27 years married yesterday, and we were busy. We had so many people stopping in. We had groceries to do. We had gym time to do. So he promised me last night that he would take me to Michael's today. So this was there, and I am now a proud owner of one big, giant skein of anniversary cakes by Karen. Oh my goodness. Just loving this. This colorway is called Cookie Parade. Oh, Cookie Parade. Look how gorgeous that is. I'll give you the info. It says super bulky 6. I'm not too sure about that. To me, this looks more like a number 5 weight yarn, not a number 6. But I don't know. It's up to you to decipher. You can see some specks through some of it. See how there's some in the cream? There's some flecks all through it. I love that. So this has 1,000 grams or 35.3 ounces. It's huge. 1,061 yards or 970 meters. It's 100% acrylic. And I'll tell you, you've probably heard people say it's soft. It's soft, like way softer than any of the cakes before. The Karen cakes before were pretty scratchy, I must say. This, oh my goodness, it's so soft and squishy. I just love it. I love it so much. I'd like to go get another couple different colors, honestly. So this is machine washable and dryable. Bonus. And where is it made? And oh, another bonus about this, there's no wool. So for anybody that's allergic to wool, there's no wool in these now. In this kind anyway. There's probably still wool in some of the other Karen cakes. This is made in China. Uses an 8mm crochet hook or 8mm knitting needles. So yeah, I highly recommend this. I mean, this cake would make a whole Afghan. A whole Afghan. Look at the knitted Afghan that's on the label. That's one ball. Like one cake. Like, look how tall it is. It's bigger than my head. Like, I mean, I seen pictures, but it didn't do it justice, because when I seen them on the shelf, like, blew my mind. So, in love with these. They're going to rush off the shelves. In Canada, I'm in Ontario, these were $39.99. Yes, you heard me right, $39.99. But this is equal to like 4 balls of other yarn at $12 a ball. So that's $48. So it's already $8 cheaper. Plus, these are on sale for 25% off right now. So I got $10 more off. So I got this for $29.99. Plus, as if I needed any more pluses, when you spend $25 or more on any Karen cakes, you get a free crochet hook. Barb didn't get a free crochet hook. So I had to call when I got home and say it wasn't in my bag. And they had to take my name and my number because they weren't in yet. So they said, keep my receipt and bring it in, and I'll get my crochet hook when the crochet hooks come in. So, I mean, I don't need another crochet hook by any means, but these crochet hooks were very nice. I seen the picture of them online, and they're Karen crochet hooks, so they say Karen right on them. So, and I don't know if they say anniversary, because it's their 5th year anniversary for the Karen cakes. So, and I've been crocheting for 5 years, so I thought that was pretty awesome that I'd get a crochet hook with Karen on it. And so pretty exciting. I don't know what size, if there's all different sizes or if you have your choice. So I highly recommend this. Oh, out of softness from 1 to 10, 10 being the softest, I would say this would be like an 8 to me. Lovely number 8. So as you know, like I call other yarns 5 and under, they're scratchy, but this is so soft. You'll really like this, honestly. You will not regret picking it up, even for that price. So what I'm making an Afghan with that. And I purchased a Karen latte cakes with it. Just a plain beige. Why, you ask? Well, because I'm going to make an Afghan with this, and I'm going to make a border with this. Let's see. I'll put this bag so it's not rustling here. Check that out. Will that look nice as a border? There we go. Try to hide my eyes so it focuses in. Yeah, I'm going to border it with, I love using a fluffy yarn on the border of an Afghan. Super nice. But with the fluffy yarn, because the fluffy yarn, well, it's a number 5 weight, but I find it a very small 5 weight. I'm trying to find a little end here to show you. Come on, when you want an end, you can't find one. There we go. So, to me, that's more like a 4. So, if I was to go around the outside of the Afghan with just this yarn and the number 8 or number 11 or the 8mm hook, it would be really, really holy. So, what me and my husband decided we were going to do was we're going to take some of the Craft Smart Value Tweed. See the flex in that guy? We're going to take this and hold this strand, one of this strand with one of this strand together around the Afghan with the 8mm hook. So fingers crossed. Now I'll show you all 3 colors, and you let me know what you think of all 3 of these colors together. I think they're gorgeous together. Now, where did my big ball go? Here we go. Okay, let's see if we can focus on all colors. There we go. What do you think? I know it's kind of dark. I'm trying to get it, the color off my face. Oh, I hope that's showing up okay. Anyway, you get the idea. There we go. I think it's because when I put one on top of the other, it's casting a shadow. So, but yeah, that, I think that's going to make an amazing. Oh, there we go. That's better than what I was trying to do. So yeah, that's going to make a beautiful Afghan. So I got, in order to equal the 530 yards that this guy has, I had to get 2 skeins of this to go with it to equal it, so I can get as much around the outside as I can. I'm not sure what pattern I'm doing yet. I went on Ravelry. Normally I go on Ravelry when I get a new type of yarn, and I type in yarns, or I click on yarns, and then I type in the type. So I typed in Karen anniversary cakes, and I looked under projects, and normally a bunch, normally the Karen cakes will come up, the anniversary cakes, a picture, and I click on projects, and then when I went in there, they only had 2 projects. So only 2 people had used it so far and finished a project and uploaded it onto Ravelry. So I'm going to have to get my button gear and then make sure I put my project in there. So I have no idea what I'm going to do, because it has to, like, it has to be a chunky weight, and like I'd like it to be a certain size, but I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if I'm going to knit or crochet it. I think I'm going to crochet because I'm going to do the border crocheted around. So, and I'm not sure. Has anybody ever knit a main thing and then crocheted a border around? I wonder if those two would match. Like if it would look all right. I'm not sure. I don't think now's the time to attempt it, but maybe I'll do a little swatch of something like a little baby Afghan and try that. The mixture of the 2 crafts. Something to consider. I don't know. I've seen a designer come out with a little girl's dress, and it was knitted and crocheted together. So I'm not sure. So a gift, these are the gifts my husband also got me for our anniversary, because hey, I'm easy to please. Get me some yarn, take me to Michael's, and I'm a happy gal. So I decided to do another set of a hat and a cowl. So I'm doing the Ross hat, like I said, in worsted weight, and I'm going to do a similar pattern to the sockhead cowl idea, but to match the Ross hat. So I'm kind of going to have to fly by the seat of my pants and figure out a pattern for that, unless Ross has one and I'm not aware of it right now. So I might ask him, and then I'll see. But I picked this out because I'm in Ontario, Canada, and it gets cold. So I figured I would like some wool for myself on my head and around my neck. So Lion Brand Wool Ease, and this isn't the Thick and Quick. This is just a number 4 weight yarn. I'm trying to wait till it focuses. I apologize. There we go. It's just a 4 weight yarn. Check out the color on this. Do you see the yellow tones in there? It was the only one like that. Like, my jacket's white and gray, and I really wanted a gray, and I wanted to have, like, be tonal like this. But they didn't have any. This was the only colorway that had some tones in it besides the solid color, and I just was drawn to it. So my husband said, well, who's to say you had to have gray? So I chose this. So I got 2 balls of this. This is 3 ounces or 85 yards. Nope. 3 ounces or 85 grams. That's better. 197 yards or 180 meters. Uses a 5 millimeter knitting needles or 6 millimeter crochet hook. It's 80% acrylic and 20% wool, and it feels like a wool product, you know, like it's on the softer side for wool that I know. Like it's squishy. I don't think it's going to bother my neck. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say this is like a 6. So it's not really super soft. I might even say 6.5. Let's go 6.5. And This is machine washable and dryable, and it's made in Turkey. Shows a little picture of a sheep on there. This color is called Forest Green Heather. And there's dye lots. I, of course, bought 2, and I made sure my dye lots matched. Yeah, and if you go on lionbrand.com, there's tons of patterns, so I might just look there for something that matches. See what I can use with 2 skeins of yarn and a knitted project, because I planned to knit. And then the last thing that he had, so he got me 2 of those as well. And then I was mentioning about in my project bag having at the gym, and when I go reach inside for my needles to pull out, that there's a chance that I could pull actually my work off of the needles. So what I ended up getting him to purchase for me, there's 3 different sizes, and I just got 2 different sized of them. These are called point protectors for, just like it shows in the picture, the end of your needles. So you stab them on. So these purple ones here are for knitting needles 3.75 millimeters to 6.5 millimeters. And these ones are the smaller size. They are 2 millimeters to 4.5 millimeters when you use them. There was one more size that was larger, and it was for 7 millimeters to 10 millimeters or 9 millimeters, and around there. That's what I know these were $5.99 a package. Oh, I forgot to tell you this here, woolies too. These were on for $5.99. The only color that was $5.99. The rest were all $6.99. Not sure why, if they just forgot to change the price, but it was funny that I just got the $1 off on the color that I actually wanted. So, yep, these are something I actually never had. A lot of people use just styrofoam, or they'll just find something random that they can use themselves, but I figured these would be pretty classy to have on my project, right? Yeah, so I'll make sure to put those on my needles. So I plan this week, like I've been adjusting still to my husband being on nights and not able to film during the day because he's in bed sleeping, so he would wake up to my voice. He's a light sleeper and he's a trucker, so he's been having trouble like with sleep, because switching from day shift to night shift, and you can't just go boom and go, oh my goodness, it's easy to do. It's not. In our neighborhood, there's kids in the backyard, like literally houses behind, and there's kids out there screaming all day. There's lawnmowers going. There's people honking their horns. So it's hard to sleep during the day. So getting accustomed and used to sleeping during the day, I didn't want him to have extra noise. So I kind of didn't film all last week and let him get some good rest in there. And now this weekend, I decided he's doing some home renovations, and I just said, give me an hour to film, and then you can get back at it. So, but this week I want to do a yarn basket. I haven't did a weekly yarn basket in 2 weeks, and I know there's quite a few people that really enjoy those, so I plan to do that, and I'll probably do that tomorrow or Monday. And then I'm also having a couple tutorial works. Now I'm not going to promise which ones. It'll be a surprise. So if you love surprises and you like tutorials, like, I mean, what I try to do is not one where you have to go along with me. I basically do something like a square, and then I turn it into something, and it's like not a very long video. You just work on making your square whatever pattern you want, and then it turns into something else. So I'm going to do something like that, and then maybe something else that's a little bit more detailed. And yeah, so a few projects coming up and different things in the works. And my biggest project this week is going to be cleaning my yarn room. Last time I got a couple yarn haul videos in 1 week, and then I got a few orders. I had some orders for scrubbies. I had some orders for 4 or 5 different people. So I was pretty busy with that, doing my own stuff and trying to keep quiet. So knitting and crocheting is a quiet pastime, that's for sure. So he was able to sleep soundly while I was knitting and crocheting. So, but I so enjoyed getting in touch back with you guys and chatting with you, because I sure missed it. So I really appreciate everybody sticking around and having patience with me. And I know it hasn't that long. Oh, I think it was 9 days where I didn't film, but I really appreciate you sticking around, and looking forward to chatting more with you, everybody. And if you have anything ever you want to say or comment, do it down below. Go on to Facebook. I'm Knottyyarnies group. I'll add you on the Facebook. Go Knottyyarnies on Instagram. I'm on there. I'm learning how to do all that kind of stuff. Or you could find me if you'd like to email me, knottyyarnies@gmail.com or knottyyarnies@yahoo.com. I was going to say .ca, but I'm pretty sure it's .com. So any of those work. They're all down below for you to check out and do it that way. But Instagram's a great way, because I show like patterns like this as I go. It's quick for me to take a picture and post the picture and show everybody, and that way I can chat back and forth with you as well and keep you. It's really nice to be interacting with everybody. So I'm not quite where I would do a live quite yet, because it's, I don't know, I guess it seems tricky to me. That's what I'm trying to say, is to chat and then read, and then by the time I'm saying something, I might miss what you're saying about what I just said and be on to something else. So it's very confusing to me. So any questions, anytime, leave them down below. I'm babbling. I apologize greatly. Thank you, everyone, again, and happy weekend. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. If you don't mind, and you haven't already, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when Barb posts a video. I would appreciate it, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I'd love to hear your feedback. Take care, everybody. Ciao for now, and keep on being naughty.